Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daphne, and I would just like to say welcome to all the returning viewers that come back each time to view and see what I'm up to. And I would also like to say welcome to any new subscribers and viewers. I hope that there's something here that you enjoy and continue to follow me. Today is Thursday, May 5th of the year 2022. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Oops, sorry, bouncing it. So let's just get started with everything that I worked on in April. There's a few things that have been touched for them. I'm just going to move one second. There we go. There is a few things that have been touched for these couple days in May. But not a lot of progress. Just, I think, two pieces that I worked on today, a little bit today and yesterday. Everything else is from April. So first we're going to go into the Whipco pieces that were called, and my Whipco pieces for April was my Snowman stocking, and I don't have a picture of that, but next time I will get a picture for you. And the piece for one of my best friends. I don't show that one. And those were 10 days a piece, and I got 5 days a piece on those. And the Snowman stocking I did work on a little bit this afternoon. So the Snowman stocking got 2,218 stitches. And the other piece, my other Whipco piece, the one that's from one of my friends, was 1,108 stitches for the month. Like I said, this one got a little bit more stitches in it today. So here is where this piece is currently. I believe this is 28 count. 1/1 full cross, and it is a lot of blue right now. The whole stocking is pretty much different shades of blue, a little bit of whites and tans thrown in. But yeah, so I did work, just finished up my strand that I had on here, a little bit in here. I'm filling in the 798. That's, excuse me, pretty much this whole section up here is all 798. So there's that one for one of my Whipco pieces for April. I'll put it back over here. And then we will just go into my 3 pieces that I'm using as focus pieces for one of the groups I'm in. Unfortunately, it is a closed group. They're not accepting excuse me, any new members at this time. So the group that challenge, there we go, is the words that I wanted. That challenge that we're doing is called Animal Adventures, and we are stitching to find different groups of animals, and you needed to have 3 projects for the year. So one of my projects is my Quick Stitch Holiday, a Stitch in Time of the Holiday one, which is the bottom corner of one of Amy Stewart's bookshelves, or Quick Stitch Time in A Stitch in Time is the one it's from, and this is the Quick Stitch version, and this is the holiday one. So I am working in this corner. I just got to the Snowman, so that was fun. This one got this month in April nope, that was not that one. 603 stitches. Because I used it for Drive, which was for 300 stitches twice. So here, and this is 28 count, 1/1 full cross. So here is where this one is currently. So here's the Snowman, and if you can see, there's a bunch of empty spaces up in here. That's because I did not have those colors. I am slowly working on getting all the colors that I need for this piece. So I was able to order a good size order in April, and I got all the floss that I need to fill in these holes up here. So when I work on this next, I'll probably just work on for the 300 stitches twice, but I might pull it out again and work on filling in some of these stitches, because I like to have visible difference for that challenge group, for that group with this one. So there's QS Holiday, Stitch in Time Holiday, the QS version, and this gets worked on every month for about 600 to 800 or 1200 stitches, depending which one I want to put it in. And it is used using the DMC Flosses. And the other piece that I'm using that for one of my focus pieces is the Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I got this one when they posted it for free, and this is 30 count barley corn 1/1 with Mississauga silk and hydrangea. And this piece got 1,238 stitches. And let me just look here for a second. I did one of my other tasks for this for May, so it has an additional 400 stitches. So 1,600 stitches, but those 400 were for 400 of them were for May. For May. So here is where it is at a distance, so you can see it all. And then I was working a little bit everywhere within like this section over here. This little bit I finished this yesterday or the day before. So there is that. I'm loving it so far. This is another one that comes out every single month for the Animal Adventure Challenge. So it gets I rotate between this one and the holiday one for the 300 to 400 stitches. So there's the Pandemic. And then the last piece that I work on for that challenge group, for that little adventure, is the Game of Thrones piece, which is right here. And this one got this month 1,809 stitches. And just getting ready to start on the next diagonal. So I finished in this one. I don't remember if this diagonal here was finished or not in when I last showed this at the beginning of April. And this one, I use it in a different challenge group, completely separate challenge group, for their focus the focus challenge, where you take pictures every 1,000 stitches. So for April I only got one picture, which is okay. And I use this as my focus for the year. I would like to get some pretty decent progress into this. I've been working on this since 2019. It is what it is. But when I get ready to move the Q-Snap, I will try to film a little clip or get a photo of the whole thing, so you can see besides just what's in this Q-Snap. And this one will get will definitely get that's not April. That's April. It's not gonna work if I don't see March. 8 May is here. This one will get 1,000 stitches for the Animal Adventure group, which will get me one picture for the focus challenge in Semi-Sane. But it will get pulled out more than just those times when I work on that. So here's the Game of Thrones piece. And next, we will pull out this piece here. This is my rainy day project, so I work on it only when it rains, which I need to write in for today, even though I haven't worked on it yet. I will put the date in, and I will go back and work on it for that day. So this is, excuse me, The River by Modern Folk Embroidery. This was in the Resolution Stitching box by the Black Needle Society, and I just, here's my working copies here. Here it is without the glare. This is, like I said, this is the only piece that I work on. This is the piece that I work on when it rains. I don't work on it any other time other than that, so we'll see where I'm at the end of the year. Maybe I'll just put it in the regular rotation and finish it out next year, or I might get finished this year. I'm currently up in this band here. The alphabet band is done, and I'm working on this band here. So as soon as I finish this band, then I can start on this big pot here. And this one is being stitched on 56 or 52. Let me double check. 56 count is Zygarde linen in the colorway cream. 1/1 with flosses from Forbidden Fiber Co. The River of Life. This was also in the Resolution Stitching box from Black Needle Society. And here is what the floss looks like on my little floss keeper. I'm working on this with this section right here. So this is all of the colors in there. And this is actually really, really tiny. Hang on, where's the needle? Ooh, where's the needle? Hopefully it's on the back. Yep, okay. So here's where it is. Like I said, it's really tiny. It fits width-wise in 8x8 Q-snap, but it won't fit lengthwise. I gotta move it up a little bit when I work on it. But I have one more deer here and then one more flower, and this one will, that band will be done. And like I said, then I can start working on the big, excuse me, the big flower pot. So, excuse me, 56 count, 1/2, sorry, full cross, 1 strand, over 2 linen threads, and this was the needle minder from that resolution stitching box as well. So there's that one. Like I said, this one only comes out when it rains for the whole year, not just during the month or anything. It's all year long, whenever it rains all year. Another piece that I worked on this month in April was the sunflowers, and that got a total of 400 stitches. And this is a Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's called Sunflowers, and the artist is Marianne Boom. So here is this piece, and I started up here in the top left-hand corner, and I'm just starting to get into these petals of the flower. I'm doing this one in 10x10 blocks on the diagonal. And just using the called for DMCs. These are all the ones that aren't wound up yet. All the others are wound in the box. 28 count, 1/1, full cross. And this was my temperature chart from a couple years ago that I just decided to UFO. We'll figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of the fabric afterwards. But there should be plenty of room for this piece. So these are all the parked threads that I have to work in for the next diagonal, and these ones here are for this current diagonal. So I was 1, 2, 3, 4. So this diagonal, this square all the way down to this square is what I did in April. So I try to get like 300, 400 stitches at a time when I pull it out. It has not been called for WIPCO yet. I believe it's on my WIPCO board. When it is, if it is on my WIPCO board, it will be for 10 days. That is my goal. If I hit it in the month, that's fine. If not, I know I'll hit it within the year. The 10 days after that been called. I don't count anything before those. Before it's called, I don't count. If it's called in June and I get 5 days, any days after June will be counted for the 10 days. I did not hit my whip go goals in April, but that's okay. That happens. I didn't hit them in March either. But that's the way it is. So here is sunflowers, 28 count white Lugana. I believe it's Lugana, but White Evenweave. Sorry, 1/1 full cross. I'm enjoying this one too. A little bit different than my normal. Excuse me, normal browns and blues and dark colors. And then the next piece that I worked on is my she renamed Stitching Jules piece. She renamed this I believe NYC Memorial, Twin Tower Memorial, something like that. I don't remember the exact name, but it's the same exact piece. This is the old name. So I'm doing this one, and I am using 28 count Sandy Bottom from Fortnight Fabrics, 1/1 full cross, using the DMC. So here is where I'm at with this one. This one I'm doing, I was just going every which way, whatever way I wanted to, but now I changed it up a little bit, and I saw much greater progress in the time that I worked on this piece this month. This one got 304 stitches. So what I was doing is I was just like, I found a point here and I just started going, and then I was just going every which way. So now what I'm doing is I'll work these threads in once I get to them, but I'm picking a symbol on the top, and if it's blank, then I'll work that symbol in all the way down to right here, and I've gone down below, but I'll keep doing that until that floss runs out or there is no more of that symbol, and then I'll go to the next highest one. So for example, the next highest one is this stitch right there. That stitch right there is the next one. So whatever symbol that is, I will work that stitch, that symbol, until either, like I said, either the floss runs out or there are no more stitches in this building. Once I get this building done, then I'll come over here to the next building, count up to the top, same style, go from left to right, and just pick the symbol and just go within that building and just keep working my way across the piece until that gets done. So like I said, 304 stitches on, I believe I only worked this on one day, on the 11th, is when I tend to pull this piece out, is September 11th, not September 11th, the 11th of every month. I just like how this building is looking, and I do have a quote that I want to put on this piece when it is finished. I just found the quote to be an appropriate quote. So here is NYC Twin Towers. Obviously not the Twin Towers on it yet, but they will be there. You can't really tell, this is like a very tanny color. Whoops. Needle minder's poking my ear. My needle through. Alright, so there's that one. And this one gets worked on the 11th of every month. Sunflowers gets worked on the 18th of every month. My other piece for one of my best friends gets worked on towards the end of the month. The Game of Thrones piece I work on the 12th of every month, plus additional days into those days as well, additionally to those days. And then I have two sals that I'm working on. The first one here is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Under the Sea Club. I do not have a picture of what the parts look like, but I'm almost finished the second release, so you will be able to see what the second release looks like. I am using the called for linen 32 count, I believe, over 2 cashel, I believe cashel linen and Nessie. So this here was part 1, the 2 dolphins and the mermaid, and then we got part 2, which is the diver, scuba diver, the stingray, and that little fish. But there's 2 more of these little fishes and then 1 other little fish that I need to finish out before the 25th of this month of May. So here in detail is the second part, and then here is the whole thing. But I don't have. They did provide a picture of all the releases that are going to happen. It's a year-long sale, so every month you get another piece. So it's been interesting, and I called for DMCs and everything because I got the kits directly from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, but I did a skin conversion on the mermaid to match the skin of my youngest great niece, because this piece will go to her. And I might change the skin on the diver. I haven't decided that. I think there's 4 people total, 2 more divers and a male, 2 females and a male. So I might change the skin tone of one of them. I might just leave it as is and just let her know that I made her the mermaid. But yeah, I'm liking this one. Under the Sea Club, Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Fold it up, put it in the bag. And then the other sal that I pulled out this month, and I did work on it a little bit so far in May, is the Caterpillar Cross Stitch How Does Your Garden Grow sal. I want to say there's 1, maybe 2 more parts to be released on this one, which is this blurb here and this here. Pretty much everything else above here has been released. I'm a little behind. I'd only finished part 1. Actually, I hadn't even finished part 1, I don't think. But it is what it is. It's fine. But I was able to get... Let me just take this end off here. So this was part 1. And there's a tomato plant coming out of the watering can that I didn't get finished. So I didn't finish part 1. This is called for fabric. I ordered the kit from them. It came with I got the Norman the Gnome needle minder. He's over here as well. But the 4th part was these lavender plants, and then I just got to do the sunflowers for part 4. But I was able to just count over from this mushroom in order to get the start of this lavender. So I was like, well, instead of just going and doing the rest of 1, 2, and 3, I just went and skipped to 4. But it's easy enough that I can just go back and fill in all the rest of there's strawberries and lettuces and tools and Norman the Gnome and then green beans. So just easy enough that I can go over that. And this is 28 count, I believe, is the kit that I got. And I'm doing it 2 over 2. All called for. Because like I said, I did get it as a kit. From Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And I just leave this on the Q-snap. Because I'll just pull it out and work on it at any time. And here's the way they send their flosses. It's a little messy right now. But what I do with them, let me get it unwound here, is I take and write the symbol for each of the flosses so that I don't have to refer to the color chart. Oh my goodness. Whew. Hang on. We got a mess over here. Okay. There we go. Almost. There. So, all the symbols are written next to the number. So, like 15 is this one, 14 is the square, 12 is an X. Just so, like I said, I don't have to go back and look at the color chart all the time, or the symbol chart. I can just have my chart and just stitch and stitch away. This one comes out on the Caterpillar Garden Grow comes out on the 21st of every month, and the Under the Sea Sal comes out on the 25th of every month. So we definitely have both of those in May, and I think that, yeah, the Garden Grow ends in June, so the last piece comes out in June for the Garden Grow Sal. So those are the pieces that I worked on in the month of April. And then you saw the pieces that I was going to work on. Mostly I'm going to work on all these pieces again throughout the month of May. But there is, I do have two, I did also work on a special project for my newest great nephew. He was born a little over a week ago. He's out in California with his family. So I need to finish that up and get that out in the mail so that his mom, my niece, can have it. And I'm not showing it on here because I believe she watches my channel. So I don't want to. She knows I'm making a blanket for her. She doesn't know what it looks like or anything like that. So when I do get that finished, I'll make sure that I take a video of it. And once I know that she has it, then I will do a video on here of that blanket so that everybody can see what I did. So my WIPGO pieces for May, the numbers were 13, 14, and 8. And 13, I had put a piece in there, and 13 and 14 and 8 were pieces anyway. So number 13, I don't have, I don't know, oh, crash, if I have a picture of it, if it's in, look at that, this is number 13. The one that I'm using for 13 is this right here. I have two going, one for me, and I'm gifting the other one. So that one that's a gift is the one that's 13, because that's the one that's closest to a finish. I believe I just have this down here to do, and her name. Maybe this crayon. I can't exactly remember. But I know it's not a lot to finish it out. That's why I put this piece here in 13. Because when the WIPGO numbers are called, and 13 was called, or is called, it was going to be two more numbers were going to be called in addition to 13. So the month that 13 is called, you get 3 numbers instead of 2. There's only 24. If you only did 2 numbers in every month, you would have 1 number that never got called. So this is the way that Jessie Marie Does Stuff decided to work it was that whenever 13 was called, you had 3 projects if you put a piece in that project, in that space. You don't have to. Some people do, some people don't. Excuse me. So this here is the teachers project that I call it teachers. Yeah, so it's just, yeah, finishing out this little ribbon here and then personalizing it for her name, and that will be done. And this is 14 count Ada. Two strands over one. But yeah, like I said, I just need to finish this down here and personalize it with her name, and it'll be done. And then I can get it framed, or I might just, I don't know what I want to do with it. If I frame it, or make it a pillow, I don't know. Make it a bag so that she can cart it, take it around with her, I don't know. Maybe a bag, I think that might be nice, so she can put stuff in the bag. But there's that. So this one should definitely be a finish. I could probably finish that out in a day or two. Like I said, that's why I put this one in as the 13 space, because I knew that I could finish it within the month that it was called. Excuse me. And the bottom comes off. Oh boy. Okay, so there is the teachers. The other piece, once again, is the snowman stocking for 10 days. So today's day, I'm working on this. I worked on it a little bit before the video, and I'll work on it when I'm done. That will count for 1 day for May, and then if I finish the 10 days, anything above the 10 days will count for April's goal, because I still have 5 more days for April on this piece and the other piece. The other piece from one of my best friends. But this one is fun. This one's good right now, just mindless stitching here in the blue section, the 798. So I'll get back to that after we're done. And back for that. My other Whipco piece for May is my 3 Things sampler, my one and only sampler, my Mora Blackburn, and here is the sampler, and it says 3 things there are that will never come back. The arrow shot forth on its designed track, the appointed hour that you could not wait, and the hopeful word that was spoken too late. So there's this one. That's one of the goals. 10 days on this piece in the month of May. And this one is being stitched on 32 count flax linen by Witchelt, which is the called for fabric. I'm using the called for flosses as well. 2/2 full cross. Here is the extra fabric on this side, but last year I worked on this in one of the challenge groups, and it was to work on something with a repeat, so I actually worked the entire border all the way down to the bottom, and it all matched. So here is the whole piece, and I thought of the words this last time. I don't know where I'll start and what way I'll go, but I'm just working my way down. So where I'll go, I don't know. I don't know if I'll stick with words, if I'll come up for here and finish over here, or if I'll come over here and finish the alphabet. I think there's another basket here. Is there 3 baskets? Yeah. So I might just work on the basket and then come over and do the rest of the alphabet. I don't know. I think I have this blue that needs to fill in these 2 flowers. I think I finally got that. So I can go up and do that as well. But 3 Things sampler, 10 days for the month of May. I believe that's only one on my whipco board once. I don't think I put it on there more than once. The only ones I believe that I put on my whipco board more than once are my full coverage pieces, but we can double check on that. Excuse me. 3 things sampler. 3 things there. It's on there twice, for 10 days a piece, which is fine. That's not a problem. We can do that. So those are my whips that I worked on in April, and what I plan to work on for the month of May. So now we will go into my Stitchy Hall. It may seem like a lot of Stitchy Hall, but one of them is a specialty box that I was able to purchase at towards the end of last year. It wasn't scheduled to be released until April. And then there's a lot of stuff in this envelope here. Most of you probably already know the Fire Poppies. I want to say it was at April. They announced that they were closing their store and going to do some traveling with, the family and things like that. And they made an announcement saying that if you had gift cards to use, then you needed to use them. So that's why I got the floss for the QS holiday, and I did get some patterns and things like that. And there is also fabric of the month in here, a D-stash item in here. There's a little bit of everything in this bag here. So first we'll just grab what's in here first. And this is the fabric of the month from Crazy Annie's Stitching. So if you have not seen this one, this is for April. So if you don't want to see it, I don't know if anybody else is in this that watches, but this is Crazy Annie's Stitching, and they are working this year with Fortnight fabrics. So if you haven't seen it and you get the neutrals and you don't want to see it, look away. Because I have the April, I get a 28 count Lugana and a 1/4 of a yard, and this is Gobi. It's kind of like a gray. So here is the full piece that I get, 28 count, 1/4 of a yard. And I'll just bring it, maybe you guys can see the modeling. Yeah, there you go, a little bit of the modeling in there. So there's that's for April. And I want to just put it back in the bag so it doesn't get mixed up with the other one. And I'll pull that one out as well, since we are on the fabric of the month train right now. So there's that one, and let me pull out. And this one this was March. Arabian. Once again, 28 count Lugana. This one's kind of like a peachy pink. So I'll just hold it this way. Then flip it over. So there's the bottom. Yeah, I've been enjoying getting them. This one came after I recorded the video for March. In the video in April for March. So I couldn't show it then. And that's that. The other thing that we got in here is the D-stash that I was able to take part in. This was from Needlebug. with Karen. She was destashing some fabrics, so I was able to pick one of her bundles that she had. And so we've got 2 pieces. I've got 25 count mushroom Lugana right here. And then I've got a 28 count wren right here. So there's the wren. And then the mushroom Lugana and 28 count. What I'm gonna do with them, I don't know. But I had to support her, and I did. So there's those. And then all the rest of this is all the stuff from, I'm using my gift certificates with Fire Poppies. So I got Christmas Square Dance 3 from Heart and Hand, and I got Square Dance 2 from Heart and Hand. And they do come with the little button packs. Both of these have the button packs in them. So I got 2 and 3. I have 1 and 4 on my wish list, because they didn't have anything but 2 and 3. So I don't know, I'll probably make them into little ornaments on here, like they have them here. I'm thinking I was going to do 28 count over 2, so they'd still be kind of tiny, and those buttons would still fit. So there's those 2. And then I did also get this one here. This is Hedgehog House. I will do a video and I will bring out my hedgehog, but he is actually sleeping at the moment. He is a nocturnal animal, so he sleeps during the day. But here's Hedgehog House by Lindy Stitches, and if I did stitch this one, I wouldn't put the bow on the head because my little hedgehog is a little boy. So that one is a stitch. And then I also picked up this little one here, and it has the little buttons on it. Mary making Minnie love blooms. Little Valentine's pillow. Heart in hand. Get it without the glare for you. Here you go. And this one is on 32 count. But we can classic colorworks, and then they give you the DMC colors. And then another one that I got is Bitty Barn Pincushions, Summer and Spring by Annie B's Folk Art. I just liked them. They were cute. Little pillows. Or you could do them as flat folds, or if you can get the other 2 and put them all in one. And then I believe that's all the patterns that I did. I did get some fabric as well. This one here is Nightingale 45 count linen by Legacy. So here's this one. I've never worked on 45 count, but if I can work on 56, I think I can work on 45. So there's that one, and this is an 1/8 of a yard. And then I'm just reusing baggies. Some of the patterns came in to keep them safe. The next one here this is Dirty Blue Sky 36 count linen by XJU Designs. And I got a 1/4 of a yard of this one. Don't know what I'll do with it, or what I'll put on it, but we'll do something on it, or some things. And I believe I got one more, maybe 2 more. If I can get it to go. Okay, you don't want to go back in. That's fine. Alright, one more. And this is May's 25 count Lugana by Zweigart, and I have a 4th of a yard. So here's this one. I have a piece that calls for a yellow. You're seeing it as a dull yellow, but it's actually a nice bright yellow. That from, I can't remember, it's a 4th of July piece. Block Party. I can't remember. I might use this piece to do that. I'd have to see if it will fit on this going across. I know it will fit going widthwise because it's a very narrow piece. If it did fit, it would probably only take a half of the going that way. But I gotta do some calculations and figure all that out. So there's 25 count Mays, and that is all the stuff from Fire Poppies. I did check the other day, yesterday, and they have been completely sold out. They have nothing left anymore, so they are done. But that happens, you know. No hard feelings or anything like that towards them for continuing to take a different path. There was no other reasons for them to close. It was just, that's what they felt they needed to do at that time. So the other thing, oh, I forgot to put these in there. That's okay. The other thing, I can get it, is this big box here. This is the, I don't have a little sticky thing on it, but this was the Needles and Notions and Needles, Retreat in a Box. It was a murder mystery. Unfortunately, I was away on the day that they were doing the Zoom group, but that is what it is. And I did an unboxing video of that, so if you want to see a little bit more slower version of what's in that, then you can go and check out that. But we're just going to go into this really quick. Oh, there is another thing in here. I will go with that later. So you get the information pamphlet that tells you all the stuff in here, note from them, and anything else, and this photo challenge, which I haven't done any this time around. There was a project bag, and inside this project bag, it's a good size project bag, inside the project bag was all information, and a little card, and it says, and inside, murderer, and then you got these Stitch Me Flosses. Like I said, I went and showed you more in detail on what these were. 10 yards, I believe, a piece. You got the needle minder, which I'll show you really quickly if I can get it out. It's an Agatha Christie quote. The impossible could not have happened, therefore the impossible must be possible in spite of appearances. So that'll go up on my needle minder wall. Then you got some Floss Bling, Sherlock Holmes. And then you got this big evidence bag here. And then inside is a wooden spoon. And you have been poisoned on the wooden spoon. And then you got strawberry preserves. I don't want to drop it over the computer. And a scone mix to make in this bag. And then you got your floss drops, and it says, use your little gray cell, Mon Ami, Agatha Christie. Excuse me. And you got a candle. This one is black raspberry, burgundy rum, burgundy rose, dark vanilla bean, toasted marshmallow, and smoldering woods is what this one is. And then there was stuff in this bag as well. And that was this hand-dyed fabric by Jody, and then the pen that was in there, and the pen has a blue light in it, which is pretty cool. And then you got this evidence bag here, which has fabric detection services, so you can add these to your fabric, and it gives you the dye or the fabric name, the count, the cut size, cuts made, and any notes that you want to use on it, and a bag of pins that you can attach to your fabrics. And then the last thing in this box, is this pattern here. It's that same Agatha Christie quote, "The impossible could not have happened, therefore the impossible must be possible in spite of appearances." And it is all DMC. And yeah, 144 by 224, and it was stitched on. Oh, it was stitched on this fabric here. 2 strands of floss over 2 linen threads. So I might just use that linen to stitch this piece. I don't know. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. So there's all that from the Murder Mystery Retreat in a Box. And then just throw it in there. I'll get it out. Fix it up later. This here, I had gotten joined a group for the design company Jute Box Stitchery. Stitchery. And this was a Valentine's thing pre-order that they had, and it came in April, which is fine. It happens. So that's, and I will always love you is the saying on it. And it was a whole kit, so you got the pattern, and you got it was stitched and finished on a box. In the kit, you got the box, you got the pattern, and you got the little piece of fabric to stitch it on, and this will definitely be enough to finish and stitch it on. And you got the 3 DMC colors, and you got three floss drops to use. A yellow, a pink, and a green. And they put in 3 little candies. So, I haven't decided when I'm going to start this, but it will get started. I don't remember if there was finishing instructions or not. I can't remember. I don't believe there was. I think it was just, yeah, it's just the pattern. No instructions on to finishing it, which is fine. We can finish it, figure out how to finish it. But that is all of it. I know it seems like a lot, but it just seemed like everything came after the last video. Oh, and I do have one more thing. This is going to be the piece that replaces the piece from my newest great nephew. This is just my working copy. This is not the pattern book. That's safe and secure in the back, in the binder over here. Been slowly working on getting things together for this. So this will take place in that, where that one is, when that one's finished. Won't be until it's finished, but it should be, I need to have that piece done and into the mail by the 15th of this month. So that's 10 days, and I should be able to get it done. I'm hoping to get it done in the middle of next week so that I can get it all taken care of. But here's this Monopoly board. This is when I started seeing these patterns, I was like, I need to do that. When my boyfriend and I, we go away, we go to our friend's house, we play Monopoly quite often. Not necessarily on a Monopoly board, but they have a Monopoly game that's a card game Monopoly. But I just liked that. So I've been gathering my supplies. I've got my fabric right here, my 28 count, and these are DMCs that I had in my stash, and these are ones that I needed to pick up. I think there's still a few more DMCs that I don't have, and I'll just work it page by page, and we'll go from there. So there is that. This is, like I said, going to be a new start in May once I finish the big blanket thing that I'm working on. But other than that, I think that is everything that I have for you today. I hope that you all have a wonderful May, that you find joy in your stitching, and if something doesn't bring you joy, don't force yourself to work on it. This is meant to be a hobby, so keep working on those projects that bring you joy. If it doesn't bring you joy, just put it away for a little while and come back to it. It is okay to do that. It's your projects. You can do with them as you please. There isn't anybody that's going to come to you and say, you shouldn't put that away. Don't put that away. Keep stitching on it. Don't do that. It's not going to bring you joy. If it's not bringing you joy, then put it away for a little while and work on something else that is going to bring you joy. So, until next time, I will say, have a great day, and bye everyone.